Mexican drug lord Joaquin Guzman, nicknamed Shorty, who is called the most famous criminal of modern times, was found guilty on all 10 charges in his address. He faces life imprisonment. Brooklyn federal court for 4 months considered charges against Guzman, who in the past headed the Mexican drug cartel, Sinaloa. According to the prosecution, Guzman, whose nickname in Spanish sounds like El Chapo, is responsible for smuggling 155 tons of cocaine in the United States for 25 years, as well as other drugs, particularly methamphetamine and marijuana. 61-year-old Guzman remained the most wanted criminal in the United States for more than 20 years. 2013, he was the first after Obama Capone, whom the Chicago Commission on Crime called Enemy Number 1. Guzman was arrested in January 2016 and in anticipation of the inauguration of Donald Trump, was extradited to the United States. The process, which was watched by all country, lasted 11 weeks. Guzman's lawyers claimed he was nothing more than a scapegoat, and for drug trafficking or other people who remain unpunished. The kind of practice he passed the leader of the cartel, Guadalajara, Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, known as the Godfather. Guzman was responsible for contacts with Colombian drug traffickers. His career quickly took off, and after the arrest of Gallardo in 1989, he founded his own cartel Sinaloa, which accounted for 1/4 of all drug trafficking in the United States through Mexico. El Chapo regularly escaped from Mexican prisons. In 2001, he escaped prison by bribing the prison officials and hiding in the laundry basket. Even then, Guzman was actually a legendary figure for many people in Latin America. Said he is hiding in Guatemala, Bolivia, Argentina and the USA. At the end of January 2014 it was announced that U.S. Spanish-language channel Univision bought the rights for filming the series, Drug Lord, about the life of Guzman, consisting of 60 episodes. In prison, Guzman stayed a short time. In 2015, he escaped from prison, El Altiplano, in the tunnel more than 1 kilometer long, which was dug out of the shower compartment. In the case of the organization of the escape were arrested 6 people. This time Guzman has been on the loose for 6 months. In January 2016, he was detained in the coastal town of Los Max in his native state of Sinaloa in northwest Mexico and sent back to the Altiplano. In court hearings, which lasted 3 months, were 56 witnesses. 14 of them were criminals, but then began to cooperate with the investigation in exchange for a mitigation of his sentence. The trial of Enemy Number 1 was covered by all leading media. Closed processes in the United States almost never happens, and part of the courtroom is always reserved for the public, but to get on the trial of El Chapo, it was necessary to occupy turn since morning. Leakage of information about the process was full of grim details. The prosecutor's office has declassified a number of documents in which a witness called Q's says that El Chapo was raping underage girls, sometimes 13-year-old, and called them vitamins because they gave him life. Alex Fuentes, the former right-hand man of drug lord, told the investigation that when he lived with El Chapo in 2007-2008, together they raped underage girls whose pictures they had sent an accomplice of the defendant, known as Maria Matchmaker. They ordered the girls they liked and paid chaperone for every $5,000. Fuentes also said that the drug cartel Sinaloa regularly bribed politicians. According to him, the president of Mexico Enrique Peña Nieto received from Shorty a payout of $100 million. El Chapo was found guilty on 10 counts. Most likely it is waiting for a life sentence, because the United States promised not to execute Mexican drug lord.